Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Today is, what is today? Saturday, January 7th, 2023. Happy New Year and all that. Um, if I sound a little nasally, it's because I am getting over a cold or something. I don't know, but just bear with it. So yes, Happy New Year. I hope this year brings you all great fortune. I am currently in my car, if you can't tell. It's a beautiful morning, beautiful sunny morning here in Phoenix. Finally, it's been cloudy for the past couple days, so I'm grateful for that. And also, I just decided to come and just talk a little bit about my 10th birth. So I had my 10th birth, yay. And that might not seem like a lot, like, okay, 10, but I don't know. For 2022, I had a personal goal, which was to make it to 10 births or assist 10 births, home births, and I did that. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of like talk about that, reflect on that. And then, I do have a full-time job. I do work like a traditional 9 to 5 or whatever. I work from home. So that, that's further why 10 might not seem like a lot, but for someone who's working full time, like that was a goal of mine, which was to make it to 10 for at least for 2022. So I did that, and I'm just very grateful for the midwives that I've been assisting in this year, well, 2022. And yeah, like I've been working with 3 different midwives. So I kind of, as I mentioned before, like in previous videos, like midwife assistants or birth assistants aren't really like a thing. It's not really a popular profession or anything like that. So you can't just, as I've mentioned before, you can't just Google, oh, midwife assistant, where are they hiring? So it's a very niche type of field. And so it can be difficult to get into. And I've had people also like message me or DM me on my BirthWrkVlog. No, this is the BirthWrkVlog. My BirthWrkBlog on Instagram. So follow that at BirthWrk is WRK, and then blog BLOG. But yeah, I've had people like message me like, oh, how do I become a midwife assistant? How do I get into that? Yada, yada. And I also have my previous video, the one before this, which is what is a birth assistant. And I talk about all that stuff in there. But because of that, I am grateful for the midwives, community midwives that have taken me on and kind of shown me like the profession, and just really enabled me to get direct hands-on exposure and experience. Of course, there was a little training involved. It's not like, oh, you have no idea what you're doing and they throwing me in there. But so yeah, I'm just grateful for them. And also I've been paid as an assistant, and that's another thing too. So I'm just grateful for that. So the 10th birth that I did was, I don't remember the exact, oh yes, I do remember the exact date. It was December 26, 2022, the day after Christmas. And so how it happened was, this birth that I actually assisted with was with the midwife that I started the year assisting with. So I kind of thought that was interesting. We did I think 2 or 3 births together in January, a Black midwife. We did 2 or 3 births. They were like back to back, January of last year, 2022. And we hadn't worked together since, for a host of different reasons. But this last one, to close out the year, we ended up, working together. So I thought that was interesting. So last birth was December 26th. Well, 10th birth was December 26th, 2022. It happened very quickly. Like, the midwife, she texted me like, oh, my client is in labor, heads up, yada, yada. I was like, okay, I'll be ready. Just let me know. Literally 30 minutes later, she's like, all right, can you be on your way? I'm like, oh, okay. So I got ready. Their apartment was like 30 minutes from me, so I drove out that way. I got there, was walking up the apartment stairs. Midwife was like, "So the baby is here already?" I was like, "Dang!" So technically, I missed the live birth, but I was there for. I'm counting it because for one, I was there. I showed up. I worked, right? I showed up. In cases like that where the baby is already born, I still assist. Like there's still cleanup, there's still postpartum, there's still vitals that need to be taken by mom and baby, all of that. So I did do that. I helped, with the postpartum, all of that, and postpartum care instructions. Right when I got there was blood like on the carpet, so I got to work, start scrubbing the floors, scrubbing the carpets, cleaning up the carpets. As I'm wiping up the blood, soaping up the blood. The dad, was there with the baby he was doing skin to skin with the baby, and we were just chopping it up about plants because they had plants in their house and everything. So, I was there for about 4 hours. So I did, work. I charted, made sure mom was good, postpartum care, all of that for her. And that was it. Then we left, and me and the midwife, we kind of were catching up a little bit, just talking about midwifery. And sorry, I'm about to drink me some emergency, so sorry. Take care of yourself first. But yeah, so the midwife and I were just kind of like chopping it up, just talking, catching up, talking about midwifery. And I was just kind of reflecting and saying, oh, it's funny how we began and ended the year together at a birth, and just how I'm grateful to the midwives, the 3 midwives that I've worked with thus far this year, who have taken me on, and just grateful for that, and just me being able to notice like how different midwives work, how they operate. All of this is a learning experience. Then we got on the topic of me studying to become a midwife. Right now I'm just assisting, and I have a full-time job. I'm kind of dancing around the idea of becoming a midwife. I do want to be a midwife, and that's a whole nother video, but I am kind of like dipping my toe in the water. It's like, girl, just do it. But there are reasons that I'm not just going full force for it. So we were just talking about that and just reflecting, learning. Then we, said our farewells, and that was that. So that was the 10th birth. It went by very fast. I did miss the actual birth, but I still count it because, like, for example, for assistants, how we count our births are in midwifery. Like, for example, I have and you'll see it in some of my description box in the videos too, of like births attended versus births assisted. So you can go and you can, I could have seen 50 births. That includes, my cousin or my aunt or something like that. But did you assist? Like, so we kind of excuse me, differentiate between the two. So so far in my birth work career, I've witnessed, or I've attended 12 births and then assisted 10. So this is my 10th. And so, like I said, although I did not see the actual birth, I did assist. Like, I was there as the assistant. Even midwives, sometimes the baby is born before the midwife even gets there. Does that mean they didn't, tend to that woman and provide care and service? No. So yeah, so in cases like that, I still get paid anyway because I did the work. So yeah, so that was the 10th one, and that was my goal for 2022, and I met that, so that's great. And then so that was that December 26th, yada yada. So a couple days ago, I think like Monday or something like that, like January 4th or 5th, one of my other midwives texted me and was like, oh, hey, just checking up on you and seeing where you are in your birth work career or world or whatnot. Do you want to stay an assistant? Do you want to train as a midwife or other? And so I was like, interesting. So then I text her back. I was like, hey, I want to stay and assist for now, just because I'm trying to like figure out how I want to do what midwifery route essentially I want to do. So then that opened up a whole host of like, we were just texting back and forth about, because she's now a preceptor, and she was talking about that, and excuse me, a NARM, I think NARM, she didn't specifically say NARM, but she's a preceptor now, and if I wanted to train under her and yada yada. And so we were just talking about that, and again talking about how I'm kind of like dancing around midwifery. Like, I know I'm gonna do it, but how I'm gonna do it is like the question, or it's like pros and cons. Like, I'm still kind of debating on, do I want to do the CNM, certified nurse midwife, or CPM? Not really, I kind of already know, but and if I do the CPM, there are also ways, certified professional midwife, which is a licensed home birth midwife. It's like there's the PEP route, so the portfolio route, where it's like you do so many births, witness so many births, attend so many births, so many prenatals, postpartums, etc. And then your portfolio of work goes before the NARM, what committee or whatever the case, and you do the exam. So there's that route, basically non-education route, so you don't have to go to school. And then there's another route where there are actually accredited schools for CPMs, and so it's the same thing. They all get there the same way. You all got to take the exam. But it's like where I am in my life, it's not like I'm 50 or anything like that, and I got kids and all that, but I just don't want to do school anymore. Like, I've been there, done that. I've been to school twice. I have a master's degree. I have debt. Like, let's be real. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, and I'm not trying to pay nobody any more money. Like, for tuition, I'm not trying to do that. So there's that. And then, so my midwife was talking about, well, maybe like precepting a class, not precepting, auditing one of the classes, not for credit or for a degree, but just to get the knowledge, because she was saying where a lot of students fail who do the portfolio route is on the exam, because they don't take the time to study. Like, they're going to births and attending all these births and visits, which is great, but they don't take the time to really get in, study, and that's where they fail. And when she said that in the text, I was like, exactly. And that's my hesitation to the PEP route, which is the portfolio route, because it's like, as she says, you don't know what you don't know. Like, my concern is like, how do I know I'm covering all of my bases, right? Like, you attending all of these visits and births, but how is that going to help you on the exam? Because for me, and the type of person I am, I value education. I value knowledge, like knowing information. So you need to understand the physiology and like the biology and the mechanics of what's going on during labor, or what's going on during pregnancy, nutrition, anatomy, physiology, stuff like that. If you don't understand that, or if it's like, okay, the protocol, or how to demonstrate or ensure you can insert a catheter or whatever, X, Y, and Z, but like, or if a woman is hemorrhaging, right? It's like, okay, I know what to do protocol wise, like I can demonstrate what to do with the hemorrhage. But if you don't understand like the mechanics of what's going on in the body, or like the anatomy of what's going on, like how do you, those critical thinking skills, like how do you problem solve? And that's what's important to me, like knowing, or like how to interpret lab results. It's like, okay, and that's another thing too, like with midwifery, I think sometimes people think like you're not just catching the baby. It's not just, oh, you're there for the labor, you just delivering babies. Like, yes, that's a huge part of it, but you're also like giving prenatal care and advice to women. You're there throughout the duration, ideally, throughout the duration of the pregnancy. Like, you have two clients, the woman and the baby. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of things to consider. So it's not just, oh, I'm a midwife, I'm just catching the baby. Like, no, what about postpartum, you know? Medications, understanding medications, all of that. So that's my concern with the portfolio route. It's appealing to me for a lot of different reasons. And like I said, because I'm not trying to go back to school. But yeah, that's my concern with that route. So her and I were just kind of talking about that. Making sure my oil ain't running down on me. But her and I were just talking about that, and just a lot to consider. And ultimately, I was like, I just need to pray on it. And thank you for the idea about auditing, you know, midwifery courses. I didn't think about that. And she was like, well, I'll be praying for you too, and all of this. So just midwifery decisions, which route to take. Yeah, so a lot of floating thoughts, you know, things to think about for the top of the year and for the whole year, really. So yeah, I didn't want to make this too long, just kind of a, hey, how you doing, showing my face. I assisted with 10 births, and Happy New Year. So I will come back with another video. Make sure to check out my shorts, YouTube shorts videos. I recently uploaded a YouTube shorts video about a placenta, just kind of taking a tour of the placenta and some cool FYIs about it. But YouTube said put an age restriction on it. So it's on YouTube, but you got to type it in. Just be like, what is it called? What did I title it? Examining a placenta, Bianca Nicole. Just type it in and you'll see it. You'll see it that way, but you won't see it on my page, unfortunately, because they age restricted it because it's graphic. But yeah, if you're interested in that, look that up. Or it's also on my Instagram page, the BirthWrkBlog. And all of that info is in the description box. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year, y'all. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.